Hello there and welcome to yet another video on this series of responsive web design. Okay, today we are going to start with HTML. Start looking at the basics, HTML, CSS. We are looking at the basics. So to begin with, if you don't, I'm assuming you have some basics on HTML and CSS. Although I said we are looking at HTML and CSS, I'm assuming you have those basics. If you don't, there are other videos on this channel that are going to handle that for you. So I would definitely advise you, if you don't have those basics, to go watch them before coming to this series of videos. Okay, and one other thing that I think I will have to do is to set up a blog post on this where I'll talk about responsive design. Another thing will be, each video I might end up putting the code on GitHub. At the final code, I'll put up the final code in GitHub so that you could get it from there if you want to see what I did throughout the series. Okay, let's begin. So in the last video, we actually did the analysis of our mockup. So we are seeing that, oh, this is the hero view, if I can call it that. And inside this hero view, it has two direct children. So let's begin with those first. If I come back here, when I come here, hero view. Oh, so before even going there, there's one thing we need to talk about is this line of code. It's kind of like one of the most important line of code when talking about responsive web design. If you don't have these, things are going to mess up and you will not be understanding why, even though you try so much. I try so much, but you know what? Why? Because here we are talking about meta. This line gives instruction to the browser on how it should behave. First thing is saying that this line is handling viewport, because we see there's meta just at UTF. This one is handling viewport. Now, content. What does this mean? It means the width of the device. It's a device width. It equals to width, and the width here that's talking about width of the viewport. What's the viewport? The viewport is that part of the browser that shows the content of your website. Why do I say part of the browser and don't just say browser? Because when you are on a desktop or a laptop, whatever, you could actually inspect the code and you will see that you have part of your browser displaying the code and another part showing the website. So at that point in time, that part that is showing the website is the viewport. And if you know you're someone like me, you can drag, or if you're dragging, you're reducing or increasing that viewport. So that is why it says here that let the content should adapt to the content of to the viewport. That's what this is saying here. The width of that content should be equal to the width of the viewport. Now, initial scale should be equal to 1. That's to make sure when you open your website, it's scale 1. It's not too zoomed, it's not zoomed in or zoomed out. You have it as it should be. That's the line. That's what this line of code is talking about. So let's go into a section here. Oh, okay. Section, we have, as I said, we saw that there's a section, and this section has two children. We saw that this section has two children. Oops. If I might get that div, and I'm going to just put those sections to be div, those children to be divs. So we have two divs here. I don't know why it didn't just align. We have two divs here. I'm going to give this one a class of a class of menu. That's the first one, the first child, which is up. The second one, I'm going to give it a class of hero view. Hero view. Then this one is going to be hero itself. So I've given them this. Okay, I've already linked to CSS, as you can see here. So testing if this work will come to CSS. The way I normally test is I usually just call the body and I give it a background color. That's to check if my CSS is connected. And I keep telling people, do this check. Okay. Done. That's just to check if my CSS is connected. If I refresh, If it doesn't change, it means something is wrong. Or I called a body like I was calling a class. Okay, I'll refresh again. Oops, UX means it's connected. Now let's pull this out and bring in the hero. Hero is a class now. Hero. So I have hero background color. I think it should be taking the tan. If it is not tan, we are going to get that color later on. If I refresh, we are not going to see hero. The reason we are not seeing hero is because by default we know that HTML elements have the height of 0. That's elements like this have a height of 0, and there's no child in any of these, because normally they'll take the height of their children. None of these children have a height, so it's 0, and if it's 0 you won't see anything. So if I come here and I give this hero a height, let me just give it an arbitrary height, because we are going to change this later on. We're going to remove it. 200 pixels. Okay, we are seeing 200 pixels here. Now what is this white line here? Where is it coming from? Okay, this happens because by default some HTML elements already have margin padding on them, so you have to clear those, so you have total control of what is going on. So I'm going to do an asterisk here. An asterisk is a CSS selector which actually selects every HTML element. I'll give it a padding of 0, margin of 0 2, in order to clear those. If you refresh, it's gone and everything looks almost okay. So that's it for this video. In the next video we are going to put in plenty of content into this. We're going to develop the hero and put in all these children and really start doing what needs to be done. If you have any question, don't forget to leave it in the comment section. If I share this video, if you find it important, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Ciao, ciao, ciao. See you in the next video.